July 8, 1947. A newspaper headline shocked the world. Military captures flying saucer in Roswell. Within 24 hours, they completely changed their story. But what if I told you they were actually covering up something real? Just not what you think. Welcome to the most controversial UFO mysteries in American history. Today, we're diving deep into Roswell and Area 51. By the end of this video, you'll discover what really happened, why the government covered it up for decades, and how Hollywood turned military secrets into alien folklore. Let's start with Roswell, New Mexico, July 1947. The world is still recovering from World War II, and the Cold War is just beginning. Rancher Mac Brazel is checking his property after a severe thunderstorm when he discovers something extraordinary. Scattered across his ranch are strange metallic sticks, rubber strips, and reflective foil-like materials. These aren't ordinary materials. They're unlike anything Brazel has ever seen. The debris stretches across a massive area, suggesting whatever crashed here was enormous. Brazel collects some pieces and heads to town. He shows the debris to the local sheriff, who immediately contacts Roswell Army Airfield. Within hours, military personnel arrive at the ranch and begin collecting every piece of debris they can find. Here's where the story gets interesting. On July 8, 1947, the Roswell Army Airfield issues an official press release that changes everything. "We have recovered a flying disc from a ranch near Roswell." The story spreads around the world within hours. But then, something unprecedented happens. Just 24 hours later, the military holds another press conference. This time, they completely retract their previous statement. "We made a mistake," they claim. "It was just a weather balloon." This sudden reversal seems incredibly suspicious. Military officials don't usually announce the recovery of flying saucers by accident. People began asking questions. What really crashed in Roswell? Why did the military change their story so quickly? For the next 30 years, the Roswell incident remained relatively quiet. Most people moved on with their lives. But in the late 1970s, UFO researchers began tracking down and interviewing the original witnesses from 1947. These interviews revealed shocking claims. Witnesses described seeing strange alien bodies at the crash site. They spoke of unmarked military trucks removing debris under cover of darkness. Some claimed they were threatened by military officials to keep quiet about what they saw. Books were written, documentaries were produced, and television shows began featuring the Roswell incident. By the 1990s, Roswell had become synonymous with government cover-ups and extraterrestrial visitation. But in 1994, everything changed again. The United States military conducted an exhaustive investigation and released a detailed report revealing the truth about Roswell. And the truth was shocking, but not in the way people expected. The debris didn't come from a weather balloon. The military had been lying about that too. The wreckage actually came from Project Mogul, one of the most classified military programs of the Cold War era. Project Mogul involved launching high-altitude surveillance balloons equipped with sensitive acoustic equipment designed to detect Soviet nuclear weapons tests. These balloons used materials that would have seemed absolutely otherworldly in 1947. The reflective materials were radar reflectors made from exotic metals. The rubber components were synthetic materials that didn't exist in civilian applications. The strange sticks were actually sophisticated antenna arrays. To a 1947 rancher, this technology would have looked completely alien. The military couldn't reveal the truth in 1947 because Project Mogul was so classified that even acknowledging its existence could have compromised national security. The weather balloon story was a cover-up, but it was covering up nuclear espionage operations, not extraterrestrial contact. Now let's talk about the most secretive military facility in the world, Area 51. Located deep in the Nevada desert, this installation is so classified that until 2013, the United States government refused to even acknowledge that it existed. The security around Area 51 is unlike anywhere else on Earth. The entire perimeter is monitored 24 hours a day by armed guards. Warning signs posted around the facility clearly state that deadly force is authorized against intruders. If you try to fly over Area 51, your aircraft will be intercepted by military jets. This extreme level of secrecy naturally led to wild speculation about what's really happening inside Area 51. Conspiracy theorists claimed it was where the government reverse-engineered crashed alien spacecraft and conducted experiments on extraterrestrial beings. The most famous Area 51 whistleblower was Bob Lazar, who claimed in the 1980s that he worked at the facility on alien propulsion systems. Lazar's stories, combined with the facility's extreme secrecy, convinced millions of people that Area 51 was connected to UFO research. But the real story behind Area 51 is actually just as fascinating as any alien conspiracy. Since the 1950s, Area 51 has been the primary testing ground for America's most advanced and experimental aircraft. The famous U-2 spy plane was developed and tested at Area 51. The State Route 71 Blackbird, capable of flying at over 3 times the speed of sound, was perfected there. The revolutionary F-117 stealth fighter, invisible to radar, made its first flights over the Nevada desert. Here's the crucial connection. Many UFO sightings from the 1950s and 1960s were actually people witnessing test flights of these experimental aircraft. Imagine seeing a triangular stealth aircraft flying at impossible speeds and altitudes in 1960. What would you think you were looking at? The government couldn't explain these sightings because doing so would reveal their most advanced military technology. It was easier to let people believe they were seeing UFOs than to admit they were testing revolutionary aircraft that could give America a decisive military advantage. So why do the Roswell and Area 51 stories continue to captivate people decades later? These stories tap into something deeper than just curiosity about extraterrestrial life. They represent our fascination with government secrecy, the unknown, and humanity's place in the universe. Hollywood recognized the power of these stories and transformed them into entertainment gold. The X-Files made government UFO conspiracies mainstream television. Independence Day showed aliens attacking the very locations associated with these real events. Countless documentaries, books, and movies have kept these stories alive in popular culture. Roswell, New Mexico has literally transformed itself into a tourist destination built around the UFO crash that never actually involved aliens. The irony is that the real stories behind Roswell and Area 51 are genuinely fascinating. Cold War nuclear espionage, cutting-edge aircraft development, and revolutionary military technology. Sometimes the truth is just as interesting as the conspiracy theory. So there you have it, the complete truth about Roswell and Area 51. No extraterrestrial visitors, but plenty of real government secrets, advanced technology, and Cold War intrigue. The cover-ups were real, but they were protecting military secrets, not alien contact. What do you think about these revelations? Are you convinced by the official explanations? Or do you believe there's still more to discover? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more mysteries uncovered and conspiracy theories examined.